grew up in a family where culture was really important. Being out on the land and the water was something that we just grew up doing with our grandparents. I have children, and one day I'll have grandchildren. I want them to be able to come and see it, because you have an obligation to be here. You're obligated to our ancestors to be here just to help carry out a little bit what they started.
I learned from the ocean from being Haida. It's knowledge passed on from my parents, my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles. Even as a young child, I started working on fish with my mother, and now I'm teaching my children.
All the work that we do, the elders say what we have here is not ours, it belongs to the future generations. When we came together on marine planning to look at zoning out our territory, we wanted to make sure that there was protected areas, that there's something for them in the future.
As for my children, the oil spill scenario is always on the tip of my mind. It would decimate the whole area if it hit here for years.
I'm very happy to have 3 generations here, my daughter Terza and my grandson Royce, in Hoyt, which is where my father grew up, and I would expect that they would be able to spend more time here than I did in my lifetime because they feel connected to this place at an earlier age than I have.
In this day and age where everything's becoming so much more of convenience rather than quality, if there's one thing that I can make sure that my children pass on to the next generations is our way of life. Our way of life has been the same since the beginning of time.
I got to grow up with berry stains around my mouth and twigs in my hair and fish blood on my hands and scales everywhere because I was immersed in all of the practices that are involved in being health sick. I want my son to grow up that way too. I want him to be able to walk into the forest unafraid because he can find the food that he needs to survive. I want him to grow up with trust in our territory that it will provide for him as long as he's invested in taking care of it.
My name is Christine Smith-Martin, and I'm the CEO at Coastal First Nations. I first want to thank the Coast Salish, Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, Squamish Nation for allowing us to have this beautiful festival on their beautiful territory. So let's hear it for our beautiful neighbors. So Coastal First Nations, we make up our communities. We have 8 communities that are a part of Coastal First Nations. And together, we have been working on this with HealthChuck to bring Aboriginal artists and festivals and bring our message out there, our stewardship messages from each of our communities. It's been a pleasure. I want to thank the organizers, Megan, Colleen, Paige, and I'm sure there is many, many more, Kathy, and having this, it takes a lot of work to have all of these artists and to bring them together and to bring the message from our communities. And I think that that's really, really important. I also would like to take this opportunity to really encourage everybody to look at our videos, look at our messages from our communities at Coastal First Nations on our website, and to really have a good understanding of why we're doing this. I think that that's a really important piece. We do want to thank our sponsors, Rogers. It's been a great time building a partnership with Rogers, and they are the sponsors of this festival, and we're going to be continuing on this every year where we bring artists together. So a big thank you to Rogers. So this festival, today, you're going to see the content here, and we really do hope that you enjoy, but we also really do hope that you learn a lot from our communities. Salmon is the focus of our festival. It's not just about bringing music, but bringing messages, and I think that's the really important piece. Salmon is important to all of our communities, so I really wanted to take the time to thank you and to welcome you to the first of many festivals that we're going to have, with our messages from the communities being first and foremost. So we hope you enjoy the day. I thank you very, very much for coming and for watching on live stream, for listening to what our stories are from our communities. So, Doixon, thank you.
Thank you. This song is called I Feel Too Much. Also unreleased, it'll be on the EP. Thank you. Working title. Yes.
Inside, my heart has been afraid to speak my mind in a world I want to change. I've seen the light, and that is why I feel this pain. Why I feel this pain. Whoa, no turning back. I'm trying to break the mold, the darkest path with a fire in my soul. I thought I had so many ways to go, so many ways to go. But I can't say the words, words, 'cause every day it hurts. 'Cause I can't let go, yeah. I feel too much inside my soul, yeah. I feel too much. This world is cold and it's weird when you're not here. Without a friend, I used to think I was alone. I'd stay in bed with a closet filled with bones, was on the edge, and the world became so cold. The world became so cold. Whoa. So I pretend I would hide within my soul. I lost respect. I was tired with no control. But when I forget that I would one day let it go. Let it go. And I can't say the words, words, 'cause every day it hurts. 'Cause I can't let go, yeah. I feel too much inside my soul, yeah. I feel too much. This world is cold and it's weird when you're not here. The medicine runs in my veins. That's why I know I'll be okay. I reminisce back to those days, remembering that I will change. But I can't say the words, 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 words. I feel too much. I feel too much. I can't let go. I feel too much. It's
I figured there's enough sad songs on this EP, so this one's a happy one. It's called Not That Serious. Yeah, I hope you guys like it.
Sunrise and falls each day, kissing the ocean waves, sea tides not waiting for me, problems they wash away. So we are praying that deadlines are delayed, and having fun is the game plan, 'cause life ain't that serious. Drink your coffee in the afternoons, forget your excess old news, calling to work is good for you. You're not here for a long time. Leave your bed a mess today. Drink your wine like it's Friday. Get on a plane and fly away. You're not here for a long time. Street lights on this road of ours. Night sky, we watch the stars. Your hand in mine for hours, dancing in storm showers. So we are praying that deadlines are delayed, and having fun is the game plan, 'cause life ain't that serious. Drink your coffee in the afternoon, forget your excess old news, call into work is good for you. You're not here for a long time. Leave your bed a mess today. Drink your wine like it's Friday. Get on a plane and fly away. We're not here for a long time. Let it go, let it flow. Life is short, you ought to know. It's your time, let it shine. We're just here for a good time. Let it go, let it flow. Life is short, you ought to know. It's your time, let it shine. We're just here for a good time. Drink your coffee in the afternoons, forget your excess old news, call into work, it's good for you. You're not here for a long time. Leave your bed a mess today. Drink your wine like it's Friday. Get on a plane and fly away. You're not here for a long time.
Jessica, thank you. That was so much fun. I'm excited to watch the rest of the show.
The smokehouse down there is my favorite.
In my heart, the salmon live right at the center. Every time I see one or feel one, I catch one, there's a feeling in my body that comes back and it makes me feel better every time. My name is Tony Campbell, and I'm from Bella Bella. I grew up fishing here in Koi, and I fished everywhere else around here. And everywhere I go, I catch 1 or 2 salmon, but not more than I need ever. Because if I catch too much, then I won't know what to do with it, honestly. When you catch them, you get this rush of energy because you know you're going to be able to eat it and that you caught it from the ocean. See how that does for a while? There's new things to learn from salmon every time you catch one because they're all different and unique in their own way. Salmon actually, in a way, define a way of who I am because there's so much of it around me all the time. Like right now, it's smoking, which is amazing. Salmon are important to me because it keeps me going, and it's always around every year. It comes back.
What would it mean to not have salmon?
To not have salmon, to me, I think my world would not be going around anymore. I think everything would be different around me because I've grown up fishing and I've grown up eating salmon so much. When you catch one, there's a sensation that just keeps flowing and flowing and flowing, and it's the fish's energy to me that makes me really happy.
Drink of water here. This next song was also written in the 1900s. One of the first songs I wrote when I first started writing songs. It's called Crying in My Sleep. I've been crying in my sleep, calling out your name. Because you hurt me so bad. Even sleep won't ease my pain. You tear my heart right from my body. When you smile at me that way. Because I can't hold you in my arms every minute of the day. We could never be together. We're far apart so many ways. You've got your own life, honey, I've got mine. But it won't hurt if I just pray. Well, I'm afraid to close my eyes, because I know what I will see. I'll see your smiling face, staring so beautifully at me. I've been crying in my sleep, crying in my sleep. I've been crying in my sleep, baby. I've been crying in my sleep. Thank you, folks. time for one more song, I guess. This song here is about getting along with each other in this crazy world. We're all in the same canoe. Everybody is different. Everybody is the same. Everybody's got a mother. Everybody's got a name. Never mind the color of another man's skin. We need to see the light that shines from within. We're all in this thing together. We're all in the same canoe. And if we're gonna make it down that river, you're gonna need me, and I'm gonna need you. Turn on the television, put on the news. Everywhere I look, everybody's got the blues. And the other, it's all the same. We live, laugh, love, and cry. We all feel pain. We're all in this thing together. We're all in the same canoe. And if we're gonna make it down that river, you're gonna need me, and I'm gonna need you. Better hatch it, lay down your guns. Remember your daughters, remember your sons. All the money spent on war and misery would be better spent on peace and harmony. Red, yellow, black and white, and brown people too. We all have the right to live the way we want to. Underneath the skin, we are all the same. We live, laugh, love, and cry. We all feel pain. We're all in this thing together. We're all in the same canoe. And if we're gonna make it down that river, you're gonna need me, and I'm gonna need you. You're gonna need me, and I'm gonna need you. You're gonna need me, baby, and I'm gonna need you. My name's Barry Porter. Thank you very much.
Wild salmon, the whole species of salmon, is a fundamental relationship in the life of a Haida, in the life of an Indigenous person, and ought to be in the life of anyone who lives in this wonderful part of the world. I'm Kilsley Kajisting. I'm Miles Richardson. I'm from the Haida Nation. In our Haida worldview, we refer to salmon as the salmon people, as a relative, and we have protocols on how we live together. Protocols that were handed to us by our respective creators. We have responsibilities as humans to protect the salmon and the salmon people. We've mistreated salmon and all 5 species of salmon very badly for the last 100 years. And we're beginning to pay the price. It's obvious. And if we continue on this road, they'll leave. Life will absolutely be fundamentally different without our salmon relatives. But it's not enough for just us to take action. We all have to as humans. We as humans have a responsibility to other parts of creation. And if we're going to bring this relationship back into balance, if we're going to respect the wild salmon enough for them to thrive again, then we're going to have to do it together. As the salmon go, so go my people, the Haida people, and every other Indigenous nation on this coast. I'm the living generation of an ancient people. And there's one reason I absolutely am convinced why we're still here today, is because our people practice proper ceremony. Proper ceremony reminds us that we're all one in creation, and we're all in this together. Our cultures are guides for invoking this understanding. That's why we're still here today.
Those of you tuning in, I'm Christine Sinclair. This is Rob Thompson, and this is our buddy Trevor. Me and Rob are Haida. We're bragging. I'm bragging that we're Haida. That's what Haidas do. Brag. This is a song off my new record, which has not come out yet, and it is called Land Back, and I guess it all kind of explains everything. And it's kind of 2 songs. It's a kind of an angry part, and then there's a part where you kind of sing with the ancestors. And if you catch on to that and you're into it, feel free to sing along. I think you'll know. Okay. Ready, Fred? Yep, all together? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. I did this in rehearsal too. I dropped D and I never came back. This is fun though. You guys are just happy I'm here, right? You guys miss live music, right? Anyway, we're Castilian Sinclair. And this is Land Back.
With your
Thanks. It's the first time we played that song. Cool. We have one more song. This was the best day of the week for me. All right. Thanks for having us, and hello to everybody out there. And please donate to the cause, and sending all the love. All the love. Thank you guys so much.
Every August and September when the salmon's running, it's something that my whole family on my mom's side participates in, and it feeds us for the year. So I always grew up eating fish hash, like fish and rice, fish soup, smoked salmon, all the ways you can eat salmon. And so it was, I probably didn't appreciate it as much as a child, because when you always have something, you don't appreciate it that much. But as I grew up and moved away and really like moving more urban, missing that with the family, preparing the salmon, eating salmon. You know, it's a sense of like family and connection. We would, as a family, every time we'd get food fish, we'd get many fish. And so me and my older brothers and my parents, we'd just set up the back table in the backyard and have like kind of a whole system, cutting it, cleaning it, everything like that. So I remember when we moved to the city, me and Hannah, my daughter, we would see everyone around August starting to prepare and smoke their salmon and all jar the salmon, and we really missed that. So one summer, my cousin, my eldest cousin, my late Tai, so Tai is our eldest, she knew that we were hurting for salmon in the city, so she sent over this big care package of salmon all the different ways. So we were really spoiled, and that's just how it is. Like, if you don't have it and your family has it, then they share it with you. So I guess it's just really important, because food security, Indigenous food sovereignty, you really feel it missing when you're living in the city. So yeah, one of the memories, I went home one time with Hannah. We were staying at my parents' house, and my cousin, my Tai Angel, she was going to teach me how to smoke salmon. So I was filleting the fish, and she was so professional at it and fast, really nice thin strips. And mine looked more like pate by the time it was all done, in a big pile. But she didn't make fun of me. She just showed me how to do it, and took every little tiny little scrap that I cut up and laid it out, where she had these really nice long flat pieces. But so I learned how to smoke in the smokehouse. So my auntie has a smokehouse, and so every 3 hours you have to check it. And so I got up every 3 hours throughout the night and was too tired to even take off my hoodie. So I'd get up, drive over to Auntie's smokehouse, and then drive back, climb in the bed, and I was sharing a bed with my daughter, and yeah, in her middle of sleep and awake, she was like, "You smell like upsquee," and she just grabbed my hoodie and just pulled it into her and was like, "You smell like upsquee." And then she really wished, I think she said, "I wish we could buy bed sheets that had scented upsquee." So yeah, I guess it's just that feeling of like comfort and family and connection to culture. So it's really important that we continue to take care of our salmon, so that future generations will have those same experiences of preparing food fish together, and that familiarity and connecting over feeding each other. Ukla matla isma uksa, ukla sesh nuchana, ukla sesh ditidat, ukla sesh ahazit. Omiaksu, Dave and Iris, Naniaksu, late Evelyn and Tony Marshall, and Naniaksu, late Dale and late Lawrence Sanders. My Nuchanoth name is Tla Isma Uksa, and my English name is Candace Kerr, and I'm from the Dididat First Nation with family ties to Ahousa First Nations, both in Nuchanoth territory, and English, Irish on my father's side.
Thank you. This one is probably one of our, well, it's the only one that's out there on Spotify. We released this one, so look it up. It's on iTunes and all that. It's called Thing Called Love. Thank you. Not sure. We're not sure on our time. Okay.
Want to do voice?
Yeah. So I wrote this song. We're gonna perform a song called "Voice," and I don't know if you guys can relate, but we all have this voice inside our head, and sometimes we get better at making it quiet. The negative one. You gotta lift up the good voice in your head, but the negative voice that tells you you're not good enough, you're not worthy, all those things. And a lot of those things, as I grow and learn about where my family comes from and the history, I realize that it's like deeply embedded beliefs that was placed on Indigenous people by the government, by the churches. It's something that's like embedded in our DNA. So we have to work really hard and turn that around. And I think we're up for the challenge because I think all of us here are freaking awesome. Here I sit, can't breathe in, I'm captured by the demons. The walls are slowly closing in. I break down, can't let it out, the judgment heavy clouded. Your words have turned on me again. I listen. Ever feel like a star that's falling? Ever want to break free from these chains that drag us down? Like nobody sees you, like everybody's watching you. Time to turn around. Time to turn around. Time to turn around. Not good enough, not strong enough. Your voice is loud as ever. It's taken straight to the heart. Have to let it go, put you aside. Take with you all your silly lies. Leave them in the dark. No longer standing in the dark. Feel like a star that's falling. Ever want to break free from these chains that drag us down? Like nobody sees you, like everybody's watching you. Time to turn around. Time to turn around. Time to turn around. Here I sit, can't breathe in. I'm captured by the demons. The walls are slowly closing in. Don't break down, I let it out. No longer heavy clouded. Your words can't turn on me again. No longer listen. Thank you.
The Canadian identity doesn't exist in an authentic way if there aren't places where there are big trees and grizzly bears and vibrant First Nations cultures, and if all that iconography of Canada isn't somehow preserved. And there's no one better than us to preserve it, because this is where we're from, this is who we are. This particular camp is focused on salmon stewardship. The model for the camp program is integrating Western science and Celtic knowledge for learning to manage our territory in the strongest way they can. You could say there are conservation objectives in what we're doing, but we accomplish that through building cultural resilience and building youth leadership. and for kids to have an opportunity to go out and harvest the salmon, to process it, to preserve it and put it away for the winter, to see the bears that are staging in the estuary waiting for the salmon to come in. It's really a great opportunity for them to see in a real way in front of them the way our whole system thrives. I just see such an incredible network of young people who understand our traditional laws and values, who understand that their cultural identity is inextricably linked to the lands and waters they come from, where all of our stories come from. Those are kids who are going to feel inspired to protect the lands and waters and to teach their children and their children's children to protect the lands and waters. That's not just good for our community, that's good for everybody who values this place.
The elders say what we have here is not ours, it belongs to the future generations. And we want to continue to build on the sustainability and make sure that they have something to take care of when it's their time. This is one of our spots we come to on a regular basis to view bears. We have black bears, grizzly bears, and spear bears here. In our culture, there's a lot of respect for bears because people had to learn to live with them. And this is the same place we had our old village site, so people had to share the same salmon, share the same rivers, share the estuaries. Our community started developing a tourism program in 1999, and now it's the second biggest industry in the community. We take guests from all around the world to view bears, and we're doing that without pulling out a fish or without cutting down a tree, and so that's been huge for the community. I'm extremely proud of our tourism operation. We just broke the $1 million mark last year, and this year we're going to surpass that. We have people from all around the world that want to come here and do what we have in the Great Bear Rainforest. For our youth to be able to get out on the land, that's huge in itself. For us, we've always had a saying in our community that everything's connected. And if you affect the salmon, it affects the bears. You affect the bears, you affect the forest. We just signed off on the Great Bear Rainforest Agreement, and 85% of the Great Bear Rainforest is now protected. Also, we've just signed a deal with the province to implement marine planning on the coast. Those are huge things, and I think we're moving in the right direction in terms of long-term sustainable economic opportunities. The Great Bear Rainforest is the largest intact coastal temperate rainforest on the planet. We have something unique here, and it's very special.
Okay. Yeah. So, I have officially come to the point where I have two more songs, and the first one is it was a prequel to an event that happened in my real life. Anybody believe in Sasquatches? Yeah, they're a thing. I was in a car on the way to work. We were taking chum salmon, which is a wonderful salmon for smoking and other ways. I don't know who turns their nose to dog salmon, but you shouldn't. I'm not here to tell you what to do again, though. Anyways, so they're actually really fucking cool, these guys, and I spent a lot of time, with these salmons. But anyways, we're on our way to go do the chum tagging, and I'm half awake, and I'm just, and looking out the window at the Skeena, Cien we call it, and yeah, I just see this big dark figure walking along the riverbank, and it took a sec, like staring, how you do when you're staring at a thing that you're wondering what it exactly is, and then it was walking, and it was giant, and it was definitely not a guy, it was definitely not a bear, it was on 2 feet. And I told my coworker, and this is one of the things that I don't know when I'm going to be able to say this thing that I said to my coworker ever again. I turned to my coworker and said, "Stop the fucking car, there is a Sasquatch there." Like, how many times are you gonna say that? So I did, and we were actually very late. We're supposed to be meeting the Gixan crew, and we were a couple of Tsimshians. We just take our time. We had to get our coffee and stuff like that. So we don't let that cloud your reputation of our idea of Tsimshian's tardiness. But anyways, we're like, wow, we're already fucking late. So we slow down to 30 kilometers an hour on the highway, and just go around the bend really slowly and just watch this thing, just walking around. I had a hunch by the way that it was walking, like right on the water's edge, that maybe it was looking for fish that had already spawned out. That's what I would be doing if I was a Sasquatch. We call it Batwas in our language. But yeah, just like watched it for a bit, and then continued on and went to work. And like, yeah, the Gixan crew was there. I was like, we just saw a fucking Sasquatch, guys. The one guy's like, cool, yeah, right. But anyways, so culturally, Sasquatches have been around forever. The Batwas tends to, throw rocks through the bush at a very high speed, big giant rocks. It's been known to do that. So I called this song Gilo Ma'oyo Liplop, which means don't throw those rocks at me. I am skidnak shaked Sigyo at Guna Bodu at Akadi Sagud need to but with a Gilo ma oi aliplo Gilo ma oi aliplo Akadi Sagud Xenash Gunadali at Akadi Sagud God's a gulu daba Gilo ma oi aliplo Gilo ma oi aliplo Gilo ma oi aliplo Gilo ma oi aliplo. Thank you. Okay, so for the longest time, I've been wanting to write a song that is both in the minor key and the major key, because like, I just like that contrast, I don't know, for the musicians out there, there's like, what do you think of when you got the minor key? There's like the ominous, like, dark, mysterious, but then it's like, the major's like, I'm hopeful, things are all right, this is wonderful, but then it's fucking scary and weird and mysterious, but awesome, you know? That kind of thing. And so I managed to do that with this song. This song is about, it's in the language, but it's like, it's about injustices of recent. So the minor parts are all the, you know, the sad shit that's going on. But then the chorus is like, you know, but it's great and awesome, but I don't know. You get my drift anyways. I'm sure you do. It's brand new, so I've got a cheat sheet. This song is called, and it's my final one, so thank you so much for having me. I'm Saltwater Hank, by the way. And, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I'm just like, I forget all the things. I've got hot sauce for sale. Hot sauce. It's really delicious. It's made from smoked jalapeno peppers. And it has a download code to one of my albums on it. Just a pitch. There you go. Anyways, this song is called Lands of Dimgolda Nawab Aguaso. Let's all tear down the pig house. Tchadni Watsman Sumwayan Akadi Shloda Nalach Yubum Tilgoti Apluwa Ntitzen Our Akadi Shloda Shawilexit Lands a dip golda Nawab Aguaso Dim golda Nawab Aguaso Lands a dip golda Nawab Aguaso Dim golda Nawab Aguaso Akadi Skook Kabbalah Bakam Dal Dim Gwelgum Marshmallows Noon Int Wa Tamoon Doyan Gilo Adix Hound Lands a dip golda Nawab Aguaso Dim golda Nawab Aguaso Lands a dip, golda Nawab Aguaso, dim golda Nawab Aguaso, dim golda Nawab Aguaso. There you go. Thank you. Oef Suit News.
Under our belt and having a really strong sense of cross-community connections that have been built around the issue makes us feel so much more empowered when we're strutting into those new battles, knowing that we have allies in the wider world, stronger relationships with our nations up and down the coast, and a really strong, clear sense of our own capacity as a nation to stand up and to fight and to win.
In this world, we all have an opportunity to practice law, and sometimes that's done by standing side by side with Indigenous peoples and listening to them and working with them in direct ways, but it also would mean that in some instances providing resources to help Indigenous peoples as they're raising their voice.
Canadians and others alike can now contribute to our means of access to justice, to our means of actually making Canada live up to its own laws and breathing life into our legal systems. And to me, that's a beautiful story of being on the right side of history.
You know, I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile.
Serious?
Dead serious. Check this out.
Oh! What the heck are you doing? That's what I'm talking about.
I better go. Want to make a bet I could throw a football over them there mountains? Yeah. If Coach had put me in to that Canned Salmon Fest, we would have made the Junos. No doubt. No doubt in my mind. Yeah, things would have been different then. Believe me. I would have gone pro. I'm making millions of loonies. Living in a big old long house. Soaking it up in a hot spring, snagging an auntie. Yeah. Kip, I reckon you know a lot about this cyberspace. Have you ever come across anything like time travel?
Easy. I've already looked into it for myself.
Right on. Right on. And now, Jason Camp and the Posers.
Yes.
Father, a drunk. Mother, no more. Fled to the coast with a red dress that she wore. Sisters above her, he wielded his knife. The sign on the highway says, "Don't you hitchhike."
sisters and our mothers are disappearing in the night. Maddie's a robin, you're an auntie. They were born to kill and wrong. Instead of catching all the psychos, now the psychos do their job. Highway crest into the night. Headlights are fading away. There's no investigations when you're from the reservation. I guess we're not humans today. Guess we're not humans today. Guess we're not humans today. And this one's called Circle Set. Took a loan out on my future, leveraging my past. Used to feed this village, make a good living off of cash. I ain't filled the quota since before my son was born. I'm afraid this bottle's on the feeling I got that's warm. I'd never continue ahead, I know. My circle set would be empty, but my whole world's fine. Pushing waves to the side, using fuel I had stole. Old man made this work, bless his soul. But I met a man in Anchorage, said I'd had it made. If I fill my hold full of his cold, that dock with my heart full of coal. My circus chair was empty, but my heart was. I write this to you from Waller Bay. This southeast's been howling for 3 damn days. I'm popping more than my dad, she's away. All the chances that we take are worth what we get. When I left that dock, I had dreams of coming home. My circus chair was empty, but my whole my circus chair was empty, but my whole was full. How about we're Jason Camp and the Posers?
This is a razor clam. It's a important food for the Haidas. Lots of people will harvest it for eating for the winter. Lots of people harvest commercially for some income for themselves and their family. So it's important to keep it sustainable for generations to come. We have a joint management plan with Department of Fisheries and Oceans for a commercial fishery on the razor clam. We harvest it at a sustainable level because of our involvement as the Council of the Haida Nation. We collect all the data, we analyze it, and come up with a commercial quota for the following year. So we can get an estimate of the biomass of the clam bed, and then we harvest at a 22% rate. So that's what we come up with the quota. Part of the management plan is we do have people monitoring the fishery. So our guys, our guardians, will come out and do beach patrol, and then they'll go to the offloads at the cannery. So I just came out with my family today to dig some clams. It's important to me to be out here to teach my children how to harvest our traditional foods so that they can enjoy them like I did as a child. A healthy ocean is so important. We get all our food from there. They say when the tide's out, the table is set. I couldn't imagine not be able to harvest our traditional foods. It would be a catastrophe. It's what we are. We've lived off the ocean from the beginning of time.
I suppose that would be like a fish story because, you know, we grew up, I can't see not eating salmon. Like, I can't There's just no way. There's people over in the village that have become allergic. I think that's so tragic and so frustrating because, man, how could you miss out on our staple food out here? It'd be like living in like Alberta and not being able to eat steak. My name is Josh Vickers. My traditional name is Guiba, and that comes from in Cascade Inlet and Elko Harbor. Ostco in our language is the village name up there. That's coming from my mom's side. My dad's side is from Chief Wakas, and we come from up in Pine and Spiller Channel, up in those areas, Coquite people. Yeah. We haven't changed as people since the beginning, like since we were first put here by Gui and by Masma Solanu and by Nuakawa. Like, this is pretty much the heartbeat of our people. It's like an example would be like the drum log in the big house. You know how that's the center of our music and our dances. It's what the salmon are like. To me, it's like the heartbeat of our people. And like to preserve and to do anything that we can to, you know, try to up the population numbers, because everything's been down, like, you know, global warming and DFO's mismanagement. Like, we have to really vocalize that in a good way, because, you know, the radical way that we're going about things hasn't been really working too well, and it won't work really well. The only way it'll work is when we're, you know, calm and sitting at tables with them. But if you could, like, this is pretty much worth, like, just this little section alone is worth saving, right? Like, not many people get to see this, not many people get to see the salmon that are here. Everybody sees the salmon on their plate, but they don't see it in the ocean.
That's so true.
I pretty much grew up on the boat with my grandfather, late grandfather, and my dad. And, you know, uncles, whoever else I'd go out with.
What would it mean to not have salmon?
Well, to not have salmon would, I don't know, I just can't see that. I can't see not having salmon out here. It's just not even on the menu. We can't even have that. Thing that does come to mind is like an origin story of like when Gui and Masma Solanu carved salmon. Say, in the origin stories it says that salmon were carved from alder. So like that's a connection going back to the beginning too, I guess. Other than that, like their importance connects our people to twins, because twins play a significant role in a supernatural world, and like so do salmon.
Thank you very much. All right, I'm super excited to be performing this next song. I haven't even dropped it yet, so it's actually the first time I'll be performing it live for anybody. So I hope you all enjoy it as much as I do. This is Heaven's Touch. Sometimes I run away with my thoughts, thinking all the times we shared, oh Lord. There's no rewind, but my mind goes back. Sitting all alone, the room's pitch black. Things fall apart, then they come together. Highs and lows and ups and downs. No, you can't predict the weather. Things they change, nothing stays the same. Time after time, I won't hold back, I won't hold back. My, oh my, am I coming and going? Never really knowing the way. It's heaven's touch, heaven's touch. Heaven's touch, heaven's touch. My mind can take me down a train or rent a plane through any terrain. Count my blessings, life used to be tough. No money for much, still we had so much. I turn on the news, can't believe my eyes. Fighting and killing, but we're all one. If they open their hearts, they'll change their tune. Too many people gone away too soon. Give it up for my band one more time. Time after time, I won't hold back, I won't hold back. My, oh my, am I coming or going? Never really knowing the way. It's heaven's touch, heaven's touch. It's heaven's touch, heaven's touch. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have one more song. Before we get into this last song of the evening, I just want to thank you all for coming out and supporting us and supporting this wonderful cause. I want to make sure I thank all our sponsors, our organizers, Rogers, the Vancouver Art Gallery for providing such a beautiful space for us, the Canned Salmon Music Festival. Thank you for having me to be here tonight and performing alongside so many other amazing Indigenous acts. It's a real honor. My band and I would also just like to say that we stand in solidarity with Wet'suwet'en Nation and also the land protectors as well. Thank you. I had to check myself real quick there because I think I was about to pronounce it wrong. Sometimes, you know, when you're on stage and you're nervous, like, it's like you can't talk sometimes. So. Thank you. All right, this next song here is called Solana, and it's all about giving praise and thanks to the Creator for all the blessings given me in my life, from my family, to the land that I come from.
Oh, Solana is everything you are. I'm a shining star
everything I am, the sky, sea, and land. One day, everyone gonna see that the sun above got a hold on me. Was L-O-V-E without you, and what am I without you too? Put your hands up right now if you want to praise Creator. Thank you, Creator, the life giver, life sustainer, oxygen in my lungs, my family, all my loved ones, getting us through COVID-19. Oh, Solana, it's everything you want, my shining star, everything I am, the sky, sea, and land. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The future is as bright as we see. I'll get my rest at the cedar tree. Fields of dreams got a hold on me. When I hear a bird sing, it makes me think that love and light could be on the brink for us all. Oh, Solana. Solana is Creator in Haida. Thank you. Solana, it's everything you are, my shining star, everything I am, the sky, sea, and land. It's everything you are, my shining star, everything I am, the sky, sea, and land. Whoa. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Such an amazing crowd. So supporting. I love it. Thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you for rocking with us. God bless. Peace.
We are hosting the Miác Canned Salmon Music Festival, and really the vision and the drive behind it is talking about Indigenous stewardship, talking about amplifying our voices and making sure that we are holding space for the protection of salmon. Salmon connect us all along the coast. Salmon are a part of who we are as people. When we work on salmon, we come together as community, as families, to preserve and to transfer knowledge and to share laughter and love and stories. And that's really the heart of this festival, is, coming together with that in mind. We're at the forefront. We understand that our salmon are disappearing. Make people aware of how dire that situation is. We live in the Great Bear Rainforest, but maybe the Great Bear Rainforest shouldn't be called the Great Bear Rainforest. It should be called, the Salmon Forest, because realistically, that's what it is. It's, nurtured and nourished by salmon returning to the rivers. Fall is, such a beautiful time of life and also of death, because the salmon have a purpose. They come back to their home and they nourish everything around them, and they also lay their eggs. And how beautiful is that? It's absolutely incredible and amazing. You can find salmon DNA in a cedar tree in the forest, and that just speaks to how important it is. And year after year, we're seeing our salmon stocks decline. And it's terrifying. It's terrifying because we're salmon people, we've always been salmon people, and what happens if the salmon disappear? What happens to us? So that's a big part of why we're doing the festival, is to get that message out there and to, to really let people know what's happening and what's going on in real time. Probably my favorite memory with salmon is when I was a kid, very young, probably like, 5, 6, my family working on salmon, and I would be watching them and be around, and it would be all my aunties and my uncles and my dad and my mom. While they were working on salmon and telling stories and laughing and just having a really good time, me and my cousins would fill up what my papa had was a sportiac. So it's like a boat. It's a little plastic boat. It's a little boat, and they would fill it with water. Me and my cousins would be splashing around and swimming in this little sportiac, and the water was probably like a foot deep. But I remember it so much because it was such a time of connection and just happiness. Yo, my name is Yala Klee. My English name is Megan Humchett. I'm super excited and happy to be talking to you today about the Miác Canned Salmon Music Festival. It's going to be an absolutely amazing event, and I hope that you tune in.
Okay, Canned Salmon Festival, what it do? We out the snotty nose Reds kids. Thank y'all for fucking with us. If you know the words, sing them. Uncle Rico. You guys ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. It's me and my amigos. I got some loyal cousins and some cousin pushing kilos. My family tree is big, bigger than my ego. And we're sat around the table, that's some shit that only we know. Legends in the family, Uncle Rico. Uncle Rico. Everybody know my name wherever we go. Surrounded by my people, like damn I need a refill. Money over, it's a lesser worth to evil. See how they look at me now, they giving me the lowdown. She told me keep it low key, but all my homies know now. All I gotta do is stick to the code. They hate me on the net, but they love me on the road. Here I go, hey, Uncle Rico, champion of the people. By nature, I'm an asshole, don't fuck with me, you're my uncle, go with Debo. D-M-E-T-Z, I'm a stand-up Nietzsche, yeah, my hair been long like Weezy. I don't give a fuck like Riri, no, for really, really. They love it everywhere that I go, I'm like Nietzsche. Now tell me something that I don't know, I've been sitting pretty in my city on the low, fly like a nigga, word to Philly, I'm a pretty boy, savage. Say S-N-R-K, S-N-R-K, say S-N-R-K, say S-N-R-K, all day, every day, all day, every day. Hey. Me and my amigos, I got some loyal cousins and some cousin pushing kilos. close. My family tree is big, bigger than my ego. It was said around the table, and that's some shit that only we know. Legends in the family, Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico!
Everybody know my name wherever we go.
Hey!
Surrounded by my people, goddamn I need a refill. Money over, it's a lesson what to evil. See how they look at me now, they giving me a lowdown. She told me keep it low key, but all my homies know now. All I gotta do is stick to the code. They hate me on the net, but they love me on the road.
Here I go, hey. Will Smith, I am legend. I got legends all around me. Miss me with the shots you thrown and get the rope, but don't my homie too good to be true. That phone even loaded. Sipping with my home, that shit. My uncle taught me. Grounded and lifted, bro. I'm somewhere in the middle. Yeah. I'm so res official. Need you blow the fucking whistle. I like an eagle, word to Philly, that McMillie. My brain stupid silly. I'm a pretty boy savage. Feel me.
Ever since I could remember, I'm the man. Only legends in the family understand. Everybody know my name wherever we go. I'm the man in the city, Uncle Rico.
Me and my Nietzsche's, we the boys in the band.
Rockstar lifestyle, we out of hand.
We rollin' hella deep, oh we need a limo. I'm the man in my city, Uncle Rico.
Let me talk my shit, Uncle Rico. I'ma talk my shit, Uncle Rico.
Let me talk my shit, Uncle Rico.
I'ma talk my shit, Uncle Rico.
Hey.
Yo, dude, how you feeling, dog? Yo, to let everybody know back home, the meaning of Uncle Rico, for everyone that's wondering, man, it means self-love, self-worth, like holding yourself up before anyone else. So, before we get this thing started, we're gonna talk some real shit. Is that okay with you guys?
See if I get this to work, hold on. Hey yo, Van City, Canned Salmon Festival. Let me talk to y'all from the heart a little bit. Let's get a little intimate, man. You know, this last year and a half, almost 2 years, it's been a shit show and a half to say the least, right? So, can we please just take a moment to make some noise for our fucking selves for living through a worldwide pandemic, man? Like, come on. We still here. Ain't gonna take more than a fucking pandemic to stop us, you know? But I wanna say when that comes with that, we learned that it's important to focus on your mental health, fam. It's important to focus on your emotional and spiritual well-being. You gotta take care of yourself, because when you take care of yourself and love yourself, that allows you to take care of your family members that you love and uplift them up, you know what I'm saying? Where would we be without family? I know I wouldn't be here without family, homie, that's fucking facts. Tribes, you ready?
I'm ready, dog.
DJ Cookham, you ready?
Yo.
Canned Salmon Festival, you ready? Let's get it, baby. Hey, 1, 2, 3. Hey. Hey, yo. I know these times have been hard, but we got a whole lot more life to live and a whole lot more love to give, you dig?
Vancouver, pull out your cell phones, put your legs in the sky. Put your legs in the sky.
But before it gets better, we gotta make some changes first, alright? Child of the moon, it's a full moon. I'm in tune, never alone in an empty room. Grown cause I'm known to bear bad news. Child of the moon, I was raised with a copper spoon. Nah, ain't nobody got us like we got us. Way before the days of back of the school bus. We never had much, just a lot of love. So much I ain't even know what being broke was. Plant the seed and it'll grow, my Nietzsche, yeah. Starve the ego, feed the soul, my Nietzsche, yeah. Family under nothing, res code, my Nietzsche. Decolonize your mind, that's when you glow, my Nietzsche. Last night I had a dream. My granny singing out for me. Every time I pray, she looking down for me. Said you're proud and hopes I'm finding everything I'm looking for. Woke up and sludged as the happy tears fall. Damn, yeah. So count the blessings you begin. I see my funerals and graduations and the weddings, man. I loved and I've lost. Don't you doubt it for a second. R.I.P. to all my dogs. I know dogs go to heaven, yeah. Hey yo, Van City, make some motherfucking noise one time, man. God damn.
Van City, hold those lights to the sky, goddammit. Hey, that light that I see right now, that's the light that I see in myself. That's how I love myself, Van City. And that same light that I see right now, that's the light that I see within each one of you guys. We gotta love ourselves before we can love each other. Daddy always told me you're the man, don't be nothing less. Little rest boy, you got no one to impress. Don't worry about them haters. Creator said create, and my daddy told me I'm a reflection of who know me best. True. Rest boy turn spiritual. Let the hair grow, young boy turn lyrical. Voice for my people, I'ma see it through. Mama couldn't give me life, she told me I'm a miracle. To the blessings I've been given, and all the late nights, mama cooking in the kitchen. For all the extra miles that wouldn't eat unless she did it. I love you, mama. This for you, we gon' get it. Hey, take my shoes, you can walk a mile. I've been to hell and back, cause my mama made me brown. And we all know real love is on the east side of town. If you really wanna know me, you should stay a while.
Hey.
Crooked smile, boy, style on them.
Style on them.
Reds kids, you can call me cousin.
Call me cousin.
They say we wouldn't amount to nothing. Label something else, guess it's better than nothing. I've been down bad, but I know my worth. Nowadays, when I'm down, it's when I'm down to earth. Don't ignore the pain, I know change hurts. Real pain come within, but you wouldn't change it for the world. Yo, fuck with me.
Hey.
Yo, Canned Salmon Festival. For all the youths back home watching this shit. I said it once, I'll say it again. That light that I see in your living room, that light that I see in the sky right now, those stars in the sky, that's the light that we see in ourselves. And God damn it, we see it in you too. We love you.
Don't wait for me.
Thank you for loving us.
I've run this path alone, chasing rabbits till I'm home, hurting cause I've stolen each moment that we've grown. If your eyes saw my silhouettes, regrets will fill my days.
Hey yo. Vancouver, make some noise one time, man. I got emotional on that shit. I forgot my shit, I'm not gonna lie. Hey yo, Vancouver. That was our first time performing that song here in Vancouver. And sorry, not sorry, but my emotional ass got too emotional now. Well, yo, make some noise for yourself one time.
Yo.
Hey yo, Vancouver. It feels so good to be back home, man. West Coast is the best coast, fam. Make some noise for the Canned Salmon Festival one time. I need y'all to make some extra noise for the one and only DJ Cookham in the house. Yes, Queen, yes. That sister right there, man.
You guys should have seen her at fucking sound check, man. She had the baby like this with the headphones on and shit. Damn.
Hey, yo.
That's Mama Matriarch right now, yo.
Wherever we go, rain, sleet, or snow, she holds it down, fam. We love you with a passion, Cookham. For some final words for this festival, we are the Snotty Nose Breast Kids. I go by the name of Young D.
I go by the name of Young Tribes.
DJ Cookham in the house.
So yo, Canned Salmon Festival, for everybody watching back home, everybody in the building here right now, we said it once, we said it before, we ain't shit without you. We love you. Go donate to the Wet'suits and foundation that's in the link up above. Hey, we'll see you guys next time. We love you.
All my relations.
Long before this was an Air Force base, long before this was Shearwater, this land was owned by our ancestors, lock, stock, and barrel. When you go to the head of the bay and you look out, you see the island, and it looks like the island's drifting on top of the ocean. That's what Lichtzuatli means, and that's the name that we call this place.
Our community is super excited about this acquisition. It's employment, it's economy, it's tourism through a Helsik lens, helping to share our story.
This is a perfect example that we are survivors. Even though we've experienced a lot of colonialism, we're all still standing, thanks to our ancestors. Thanks to people like you, Craig Woodston, and family for building this and returning it back to our nation.
We want to maintain the relationship that our family has had with the Helsik over so many years and continue on with that. And we wish you all the best in taking Shearwater to that next level.
The marine and the land and everything in between, it's all so connected. You have to look at it as one area. The Great Barrier Rainforest is a special place, and that's why we're working so hard to protect it.
We have the responsibility of retaining and protecting the ecological integrity of the territory.
As long as we keep those laws upheld, our way of life will never cease. There's one thing that I can make sure that my children pass on to the next generations is our way of life. The values that my grandmother's teaching me and the values that her grandmother taught her.
It's important to take Western science and weave it together with what we have, because what it's doing is reaffirming ancient stories and history.
The Canadian identity doesn't exist in an authentic way if there aren't places where there are big trees and grizzly bears and vibrant First Nations cultures, and there's no one better than us to preserve it, because this is where we're from, this is who we are.
Without salmon, we don't have a culture. Without the language, we don't have the culture. So those things we really need to pay attention to.
We're still here, and there's so much potential for us to do amazing things. This is work that my children are going to be doing, and my children's children are going to be doing. This is what we've always done and what our ancestors have always done.